Well, hello, everybody. Good evening. Well, as you can about up to Aussie Africa, everything is a little bit crazy at the moment. Tom's camera has literally stopped working while we were in the. I'm just looking to see if it's going to come on. But while we were in the pre-chat, Tom's camera decided it wasn't going to work. So clearly we're having some kind of intervention. So ladies, I'm very, very, very sorry that Tom will not be showing his face tonight. But you'll be hearing his voice. So welcome to Aquarius Rising Africa. It's wonderful to have everyone here again this evening. And lovely to see you all. And Tom, I'm not sure. I know that we kind of get flickers of you every now and again.
Yeah.
So
it's so funny.
Yeah.
It says it's up now. So first, explain to the audience. First, they cut off our internal camera, which is the internal computer camera. Then I grabbed a external camera, Logitech one, and that worked. You saw it work. And then they cut that. Once they figured out that was running, they cut that. Then they take my mic back and forth.
And I have to say, it was literally within, and that's why we actually started a little bit late as well, because it was literally, I mean, when Tom tuned in, he didn't have a camera, and then he said, okay, let's try and see if I can use my webcam. And I saw him, and he's looking very suave and chic, ladies. Ladies will be happy to know. I'm sorry for you. I got to sleep for 5 seconds. And then suddenly it just popped right off. So, but we're very happy to have your voice. My camera, well, my internet, as per usual, is a little bit dodgy. So you might see me hang and do weird positions for all of 10 seconds. But I'm still around. So we're going to wing it, see where tonight leads us. Because, of course, we're talking about some pretty interesting things. I'm not sure if you guys have listened to our interview last week with Tom. We were talking about Elon Musk and the NEUROLINK, and basically that was Tom's, I'm going to call it idea, because I really think that's where it all began, and creation, and now it's being used for something particularly nefarious, and there's been all sorts of cyber wars going on this week on Twitter. So interesting times indeed. But Tom, I'm really happy to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I want to just maybe, just for the sake of the watch last week, and I really want to recommend that you guys watched. There I go. I came back. I want to recommend that you watch Tom's earlier interviews, because can you hear me?
They're taking you in and out, and it's not your sharing thing really, because they have been in an all-out war ever since I made the announcement that I'm going to be taking Elon Musk to court to claim my property back. It has been an onslaught of hacking computers, turning off the camera you saw today, get another camera. It takes a little while to figure out that you have an external camera now hooked up. So then they get that, and that's why that shut off after a little bit. They had to figure out how to get it. Then there was the Twitter thing where people can't find me on Twitter because, so much for free speech he talks about. It's like they'll say a site can't be reached. It is all out war to shut down what's going on. They got to shut it down in the first couple days because they think they can stop momentum then. So right now, Elon Musk and the cabal are trying to shut down the information of why the NEUROLINK is so bad, because that is really the mark of the beast. That is the tool they're going to use. And they're only going to tell you the positive things, not the negative things. So we can talk about the negative things until they shut our signal down too. Yeah.
But I want to just ask you, just to go back a little bit, and maybe just recap on what we were talking about last week, when you spoke about NEUROLINK in your movie, The Immortals, and what it was really intended for and how it's been corrupted. And pretty much the position that Elon Musk is taking right now in terms, in context to that. So maybe you can just cover that for us before we continue on. Because I know there's been lots of stuff on Twitter this week.
Basically, I was the creator, the father of NEUROLINK, and I called it the brain enhancer. In the script itself, it's called the enhancer. And you have the jack to the back of the neck, what the Wachowskis said they wanted to do for real. And it was for the purposes of the script. It wasn't to be made. It was the purposes of the script. So in the story, it is part of the matrix. And what they do is they link all through the NEUROLINK. And you can share memories. You can download someone else's memories. One of the bad things about it being that one of the big crimes in the future, if we have NEUROLINK, will be they will not just take your wallet, they'll take your brain enhancer. They'll take your NEUROLINK. They'll rip that out of your family. And they'll have all your memories, all your codes, all your bank accounts, all your information, even your intimate moments with your spouse is something they can watch and enjoy and feel by downloading it. That's what the NEUROLINK is so bad about. Also, they can pull it from your child, and your child would have been dependent on it throughout their life on the NEUROLINK for thinking they won't even remember your name. You'll lose bodily functions. You'll lose your ability to concentrate. You'll lose your memories. So just think of that. That's all part of the plan. And one of the things I have been told is the NEUROLINK will be applied this way. You'll be told by people, if you're a visionary or someone like yourself who does a lot of good, at some point when they feel you're too big a threat, they'll come to you and say, Shanti, for your own good, for your own safety, so you don't harm yourself or hurt others, we're going to take your NEUROLINK and we're going to give you some medication to help you in that transition while we take this so you don't harm yourself. Now they have all your ideas, all your intimate moments, all your thoughts, all your creativity. Anybody who talked to you will now be implicated through your own memories, and they'll know who to go after, who might have said something against the state. The NEUROLINK is the mark of the beast. It is the most destructive, dangerous thing in the humanity of man. And the reason they gave it to Elon Musk is because I said no, and he said yes. And so when my work was taken, which I had the copyright for and published, they gave the work to the Wachowskis, all the storyboard and all the visuals and all the cool concepts, but they gave the tech to Elon Musk in '99 when they came out with this. So that's what's going on. And so I'm calling him on his number because I was groomed and I said no. He was groomed to take my place and he said yes, and even got the plastic surgery to look like me. So what's going on is he is now the face of the cabal when I was groomed to be the face of the cabal. So now it's the baby faces facing off. And I'm not going to let him go. So we have an opportunity now to stop, and I'm going to say it, the Antichrist. By the one that was groomed. Wow. Yeah. The NEUROLINK. Yeah.
Sorry, carry on. Finish.
The NEUROLINK is the device that gives the Antichrist its power, the whole cabal. So the Antichrist really turns out now to be the face of the cabal. All the agencies involved, which are taking over Ukraine and such, all the Hollywood studios, the moguls, even the mafia is involved, the religious right. They're all combined as one animal for this new world order, which the NEUROLINK is supposed to bring about. In the screenplay, the NEUROLINK makes the one world order possible. It's the same thing. Same thing. So in the screenplay, Smith has this memory enhancer NEUROLINK cut out with a shard of glass, and they adapted it underground to Neo. So Neo has to use Smith's memories and loses his own, which were diseased by the architect. Another bad thing about the NEUROLINK. It can be taken, it can be altered, it can be tracking device, it can be diseased. The NEUROLINK is everything bad in one big package. It is Satan in a box.
Cyber Satan.
It is. Well said. That should be the catches on. Cyber Satan. Exactly. Now, their big threat, that's why all these things are happening on your show. When during any of our many, many broadcasts, could you not see me? Was there ever a show you couldn't see me? But as soon as we announce NEUROLINK and I say that I'm going to be taking Elon Musk in court, and we have all the proof, they know it. They know they can't win in court without what we have. They're doing all this now. Even when he says about free speech and his public spokesperson, that lady says he's going to be free speech, even beyond the norm. They did a big article about that. All this, going to go beyond anybody else with free speech. He makes sure that my Twitter account is shadow banned and that no one can reach me on it, that it says site can't be reached. I mean, just think of it. It's all a dog and pony show. The man is a fraud. And I'm calling him out because I am the father of that tech and I want it back so it isn't made. The only applications I want to regulate, and these are the two. Alzheimer patients will be helped with it. And I want a second Nuremberg trial for crimes against humanity, including Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and others. And in that crime against humanity trial, we're going to implement the NEUROLINK on them so their own memories will be used against them. That'll be the testimony they can't get away from. So we'll turn it back on them, and the NEUROLINK will only be used for crimes against humanity, trials for crimes against humanity, and help Alzheimer patients, and form a library of memories, and that's it. So yes, Elon Musk, we will make this NEUROLINK. I came up with it. God gave it through me. We'll use it to reveal those that would harm the world and humanity, and we'll save our kids in the process. World peace.
So let's talk about what you foresee them using the NEUROLINK for. I mean, I know we obviously have been told a lot of stuff through the media and how good it's going to be, and working with for people, old people with illnesses and diseases, and yes, so they've given us all the wonderful medical reasons as to why it'll be good to use it in the future. But from what you understand, what do you think, or your understanding on what are they going to be using it for? How potent is the NEUROLINK? What is it capable of achieving?
It's capable of this. One of the things, let me go through some of the list of what it's doing, and pay close attention, anybody listening, what the bad is, they'll never tell you. First of all, it is capable of having you lose your faith in God. Listen to me very carefully. It will allow you to lose your faith in God. The NEUROLINK will reprogram your mind, and you will not be able to, it'll block, just like Siri, it'll be able to block your inputs, your mental functioning, anything to do with faith. And you will not feel it. You will not feel his presence. You'll not be able to, there's no way around it when you're selling your brain to evil, when you're allowing it to jack in and have your thoughts controlled, it will block your ability to have your faith. It will. You will not have the feeling of being close to God. You will not feel like God's there. Your mind will be edited out as misinformation. So they're able to monkey with your mind about what you're allowed to input. Just think of that. It is the mark of the beast. If anybody is a believer and you go with the NEUROLINK, you've gone with Satan. It is 666. It is the Antichrist tool. Now, also, like I said, it's used for punitive measures. If you are incarcerated for, maybe it's against the law at that point to have a faith in God or to speak about Christ because it's considered misinformation. Sound familiar about other things? Misinformation. So what happens is you will have to be helped. They're going to help you, they'll say. Again, here's the dialogue. For your own safety, so you don't harm yourself with your delusions of God or Christ, we're going to pull your NEUROLINK, and we're going to allow, you're going to be on medication to help you with the transition of, because you're going to lose body functions. You've been dependent on it for a while. You won't have your memories. You're going to feel a sense of confusion, scared, just like Alzheimer's. And what we'll do is we'll take care of you through this, and then they can monkey with it, put it back in, alter it, download memories, ideas, even, like I said, intimate moments. This is really scary. They can also download memories of you bathing your child. You don't want pedophiles watching your memories of giving your child a bath. You don't want them having memories of your intimate moments with your loved one. You don't want them, and that's actually in the screenplay. You don't want them reliving harmful moments and enjoying it, the death of your child. You don't want them to have access to your mind and your heart, and they will have everything. And that's what God's warning me. And that's why they're shutting me down right now with the camera. That's why they're shutting down access to me with Twitter. When I went to send out a batch of information to different hosts that are now scheduling me, I was given a hack where it put in an icon that kept blocking the sending of the blocks of information. They're all over me right now because they don't want this addressed. Just think of it this way. NEUROLINK is evil. It's the mark of the beast. Another thing that it will do, they will also employ it on your children to coerce you. Besides taking your ideas, they will, in front of you, take your child, threaten you that they will pull their NEUROLINK. Now, your child at this point will basically have grown up with it. They will not have the discipline of memory. So you will watch your child in front of you with their NEUROLINK pulled, and they will not remember your name at that moment. They'll be scared. They'll lose bodily functions. They'll look at you and not know who you are. And the threat is they will stay that way until you, quote, behave yourself. The NEUROLINK is pure evil. Elon Musk was groomed to replace me, and he is pure evil. And you can tell when you look at his eyes, and he knows it. I can stop him. And what's interesting, Shanti, is in the screenplay, my character, Parks, the Oracle, the actual Oracle, beats the Elon Musk character in the original screenplay in a court action. then the architect wants to work with that person. It's already in. They said they put me on story. Elon Musk is finished. All they can do is interrupt us, cut signals, but you can still hear me. And you saw 2 cameras get cut today. They had to figure out how to get the other one that was up there, had to get in that link and then shut it down. That's exactly what's going on. First time you had me as a black face with little dots wiggling. So what now is going on is...
The blue pole, Tom. You're the blue pole.
There you go. Well, they're kind of amplified in a way. God wins that one too. So
you got 3 little bouncing blue dots.
That's right. Dancing around in a little field of black. So what you got is you got the thing about being used for punitive measures, harming and terrorizing your child, taking your intimate moments, taking your intellectual property. The future crimes of petty thieves will be taking your NEUROLINK. They'll have access to everything you own. It's like Inception, or I'm sorry, Interstellar. So Inception. They can take your bank accounts, get your money, call in anything. You can take anything they want. And they will have all the information about you, what you think, your political views that can be sold. The state will control you. You'll be arrested on your memories. It's Minority Report. Steven Spielberg's Minority Report. Your thoughts will put you in jail.
So what would be the reason they would want to tell people to take this NEUROLINK? What would be the guys?
One world order.
Should people be aware of?
The plan is this: to have a elite that I kept being offered, the elite 1%, and a final solution of eliminating most of the population. That's why he makes the X, final solution sign. And you will have those that are the servitude class. Those that are pretty beautiful will have the servitude class. The NEUROLINK will allow them to program what their thoughts are and control it. There's actually, what I was notified too, is what they want to add to it is they actually put it in the movie, was it Star Wars? Star Wars, I think they put it in, where, was it Star Wars? There's this film I just watched, I got to go back and see what it was, where the animals have a NEUROLINK. Oh no, it's Jurassic Park with Spielberg. In Jurassic Park, the animals have a NEUROLINK put in where at one point, if they need to gather all the animals, they activate the NEUROLINK with electric signals in the NEUROLINK, and it makes all the animals gather. So Spielberg's already spelled it out, what was going to happen to humanity that's the servitude class at this point after the final cleansing solution. You're going to be given signals that'll make you act at the same time. There'll be signals that'll be uncomfortable that'll make you want to obey. So there's basically a shock system to make you step in line if you disobey. It can shut you down.
Wow.
It will shut you down.
So it's like it's really mind control, but not just on a subtle level anymore. Obviously, as we've been subjected to over recent decades, but this is actually a physical implant that now really gets them to press a button and control you. It gets them to have access to each one of your thoughts, your memories, your ideas, everything. Okay, but I just have a question on having access to all of your personal information. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can understand that they would want to maybe control you in terms of your bank accounts or where you're going and, that sort of thing. But why would they need your personal memories? For example, if you're intimate with your partner, or as you say, bathing your baby or whatever it might be, what type of fodder is that for? Because that would seem to me like it's really just fodder. They would feed on that. I don't know. Is there any other reason?
First of all, yes, there are. Mm-hmm. Blackmail, first of all, blackmail, make you step in line. If you do this, we will play your child taking a shower naked. We'll play information like that. We'll take their NEUROLINK and display it for pedophiles. We will take moments of that mean most to you, and we will exploit those in order to keep you in line. That's one of them. They also wanted to create a library of memories where it's like trophies. It's like trophies. So it's like all these people they killed. It's what they did in Auschwitz. They had all the stockpiles of the gold teeth, the glasses, the teddy bears, the things like this. And the idea is they'll feel like gods by having your memories in a library. And they will take particular pleasure in your horror, moments of horror, and things like that. It's also in the screenplay, where the ones that are in the immortal program get to enjoy the suffering of others. That's why Hunger Games was in there at first, initially there. So there's going to be a delight in seeing what others suffer, And narcissists feed off that. It feeds their narcissistic needs, as they say.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of like the loosh that people talk about, right? It's the loosh, the energy. I mean, it kind of bit like,
Right.
I think, if we talk about the adrenochrome on a physical level, why, when kids are tortured and in pain and stuff like that, obviously I think no one on this show needs education around that.
Right.
But it would seem that it's the same thing that they would then do. Because, the way I see this, Tom, really, and it becomes clearer and clearer to me, these guys are not of human spirit, right? They don't have the human consciousness. It's really and as crazy as what this sounds, it's an off-earth species, that's all I want to call it, or a few of them, that really farm. They're farming us. It's like a livestock farmer will farm sheep for wool and meat, and cattle for milk and meat, or whatever it is, right? It's kind of like the same they're doing, and that would be that their loosh or their food is our consciousness.
Right.
So they don't have that, and we're a planet of growing consciousness, and our consciousness has been growing for a few billion years. So it's been a consciousness in the making and in the growing, and because it doesn't seem to me that these creatures of the night have the same consciousness as us, so they need that to feed off, to get fat, to whatever it is, to operate, to really remain young, to remain youthful. Something they've obviously, if you think about it, I would imagine on a soul journey perspective, they probably haven't taken that path. They've decided to take a few shortcuts, right? So, and in so doing, they've now got to steal our very lifeline, our lifeblood, our life source. So to me, I don't know. What do you think about that? What is your take
absolutely.
on that?
You just raised an important point where I want to give another one that's in the script. Another reason. That's why they don't want the script. They didn't want the script being made. One of the reasons they didn't want the script being made is it showed all the things that were revealed to 666 that God gave me through the writing of the script. He allowed me to write about NEUROLINK because it was going to come. It was going to come. So God gives it first about everything negative. Now they're trying to block that negative from being shown. Here's one of the negatives that you just head right to. It's in the screenplay. They will be having you and your children adapting other people's memories. Now get this: rapists, murderers, psychotic people. You will have your memory chip, your NEUROLINK, replaced with criminals' NEUROLINKs, and you will have to suffer the memories, feelings, desires, lusts of criminals. You see what I'm saying? So they will make you a criminal by plugging you into the criminal mind, literally. So you will feel everything that they felt. Now, what happens in the screenplay, to illustrate this is real, is when Neo downloads Smith's memories, he goes crazy, even attacks the technicians when he's first being adapted to it, because he's living the memories of Smith when he was trying to rape his wife and burn his daughter alive. He has those memories living, feeling what Smith felt. He's feeling the joy and sexual arousement of what happened with Smith when he attacked his wife. So he's living those memories of raping, attacking his wife with the elation of Smith's feelings, and he goes mad. He goes mad. He goes mad. That's what's going to happen. It is lag. You're going to watch your child be given the murders of the memories, the chips duplicated like Jeffrey Dahmer. See what I'm saying? It is that evil.
What is that really just part of the I mean, we're looking at, if we talk really about the Hunger Games, right? And that great big, it's just one big fat simulation where the few of them sitting at the top really looking down and laughing at our expense. So do you think that the reason they would do that is really just to experiment, to see how it works? What is the purpose of doing that? I mean, I get that they really, by all accounts, really hate humanity, are super arrogant. Most of these off-worldly races are a lot older than Earthlings. So they have a lot more technology. And that's why I say, you know, many of us on Earth, the Earth is still actually, we're innocence. You know, we are growing consciousness. We're only sitting on third density. So it's almost like with these little new blades of grass or new little flowers coming up. And I have to say, I changed my mind very quickly about, and I'm not saying it's not true to everyone, but I think, you know, we how often, and myself included, I'm going to put my hand up for that, talk about how we've been dumbed down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think that's the case, actually, not in all cases. And I want to change my opinion on that to say I really think most human spirits, and I'm talking about a human spirit, is innocent. It's still growing. We're in third dimension right now, where we're choosing, we're learning discernment. The greatest gift we are given on third dimension is free will and choice. So we're learning discernment, which means we're still babies when it comes to things like that. So we trust what people tell us. We trust when they say they want to help us, you know, and we really are starting to wake up now. I mean, to the fact that we're really not in God's good hands here, right? Or the way that we perceive it. So that's what I want to say. So for me, it really is us just growing. And while we're growing and trusting, it's like taking candy from a kid, right? They come here, they use their super smart technology. Hello, ladies, I told you, look at him.
Oh my God, this is great. We got him. We outfoxed him. Oh my God, while you were talking, I thought they're going to be distracted with her talking and we'll get by him. Yeah. Oh my God.
Wonderful. Yeah, you know, so what I was saying is really, I do think that because we're such innocence in so many ways, we're a growing planet, we're a developing consciousness.
Right.
And they much older than us, and smarter with their technology, and they have absolutely no compassion. They have absolutely no, they don't have emotion. So they really don't care. They'll just take and rape and pillage and do whatever they want without a single thought around it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, you raised some very important points, too. The thing is, it is very much when you join the cabal, you join a narcissistic brother and sisterhood. And what is narcissism and how it operates? When you study narcissism, you'll get the idea. That's why a narcissist will accuse others, their empathic people that are around them that they use for their feeding of narcissistic need. Narcissists. They call them narcissists. They do it all the time. They'll call them delusional when they're delusional. And but the thing is, the proof is in the eyes and the proof is in our actions. You know, a group like ourselves, like your chat group and all of us, illustrate empathic tendencies and actions. They don't. They get together and it's very arrogant. It's very for themselves, and they use each other for their own needs. You can tell what a narcissist is and what's not, what an empath is. And they are the farthest sides of the poles, empathic people, narcissists. The thing is that with the NEUROLINK, the plan is to use it to coerce, to keep in line. And the most chilling factor about it at the extreme is this. Think of this. With the NEUROLINK, besides the inability to really feel the faith anymore, because it'll be affecting that, blocking it, like blockers. They call it blockers. You'll also have something where in the future, from what they're telling me back and forth, people will be willing to give their children over so their children don't suffer anymore to the child trafficking rings. Just like the train station scene in The Immortals, they'll be giving their kids over because they don't want their kids to be harmed anymore or this NEUROLINK control to go on. It'll be a way to fester and gain compliance with the torture of it. When they see their child going through those other people's memories and not seeing who they are and confused, lost, panicked, they're going to say, enough, whatever you want. And they'll have total control on the rest of humanity that's left. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting all these different scenes from The Immortals available. I'm slowly dropping them on Twitter. and I'll be doing it on their platform so everybody can see all the different negatives about it. That's the best thing I can do, first of all and foremost, is portray all the evidence about the NEUROLINK that, first of all, I have the copyright and published it, and that it was for the story. It was for Alzheimer's patients, and I'm adding the Nuremberg thing. So I thought it was a nice little touch that came through. But it'll be displayed clearly before any court time, because the courts can't be trusted. So you display it for all of humanity, that any judge that blocks any evidence, the public knows. The public knows exactly what's being blocked, and it'll be, hey, wait a minute, Joe Schmuck. What about this evidence that's so clear? Why is this being blocked? Judge will have no choice. As I said, in the screenplay, in this particular instance, we win in the screenplay. So this is a golden moment. And watch how they run. You know, watch how they run. Elon Musk is actually following me on his own Twitter. It says, Elon Musk following you. So he's actually one of my followers, which now they're taking your camera. For real? Oh my God. They're losing it. They're gone. They're gone. All they can do is kick and scream and push buttons. That's all they got left, I'm telling you. So whenever they knock our cameras out, that is them saying, we don't know what to do. Now watch what happens to narcissists when they don't have their empathic people to feed their narcissistic needs of superiority and everything. They will turn on themselves. It's called their flying monkeys in the field. So they were going to turn on their own flying monkeys. The wicked witches and war dogs are going to turn them. Yeah, it's going to happen. So that's what you're going to see now is all these situations in the news that they allow in where the cabal is going to be taking the cabal out. Somebody was responsible for making sure Tom Althouse didn't reveal Elon Musk, because Elon Musk was supposed to replace Tom Althouse and imitate him. Do you know that in his videos, he's actually saying now that when he was 5 and 6 years old, he couldn't stop the creativity coming through. He couldn't turn it off. He couldn't turn it off. Yeah, when I was 5, 6 years old, I couldn't turn off the creativity. Here's the difference. Elon Musk, where's your notes? Where's your music? Where's your art? Where's your schematics? Where's your ideas? Where are they? Rather than my stuff. I have stuff from way back when I was tiny. Music, ideas, because I had to write them down to get a moment of relief from the continued flow of creativity. I couldn't stop it, so I had to create. It was like a forced create. So Elon Musk, if you're going to claim me and my experience at the exact same age that you couldn't turn off your creativity, where's your books? Where's your notebooks? Where's your creativity that came from that? Zero, because he's a fraud faking it. And whenever you watch his stuff, Shanti, you're going to hear soft piano in the background, soft piano playing, all groomed, all to make you go, listen to it, go for it. Lovely guy, sweetheart. He was a bully in school. He wasn't smart. I was bullied by Elon Musk's because I couldn't turn off the creativity. I was a total empath. Another thing is he had his ex-wife show up. No, you have the floor after this. Thanks for letting me speak this out. His ex-wife is on a TED Talks, and also in this video clip, they're using his ex-wife, right? And she comes back and goes like this. Are you frozen? You still there? Looks like you froze. They don't want this one, huh? Can you hear me? Did they cut us on this? All right, I'm going to talk just in case we're still on, because you're frozen. You're like waving at me, and that's it. If anybody can hear me, Elon Musk's wife is on, his ex-wife, and she's saying that on forms, Elon doesn't write down that he's king of the world or that he's studly playboy, quote. Okay, did you catch that? Because you were frozen. Okay, so Elon Musk, she says this, ex-wife is saying this. Think of any ex-wife actually saying this, that he doesn't put down on his forms king of the world or, studly playboy. He puts down engineer. Now, here's my point, Shanti. Okay, so she's saying what he should put down is what she's saying. He doesn't put down these things that he is. What are those things she's saying? King of the world. Pay attention, right? King of the world? Yeah. What? Yeah, that's what I was groomed to be. You're president through the Christian Coalition, face the Christian Coalition, run for office. Even the Hollywood guys, the Spielberg guys said when they were grooming me that I was going to run for president, mislead you with his face when everybody tells me what to say. Also, the other one was studly playboy. So we're supposed to think that he's a studly playboy and that he should be king of the world. And then they stick in, but he just says engineer. That's that reverse modeling where they're having someone else say, he's this, he's this, he's this, the shill in the audience. And then he goes, I'm just an engineer. I'm just an engineer. Yes, I could be a studly playboy, and yes, I could be king of the world, but I'm just an engineer. But keep saying it, ex-wife. It's what they're doing. They're telling you what you're supposed to get on and say also. Yes, he should be king of the world. What a play. What a play. And that's what I was supposed to be when I was being groomed. Your life is over as you know it. You're one of the elite now. You're going to have the finest, most beautiful women, plural. You're going to have the riches. You'll have the limo service, your own jet. You're going to be luxury. Everyone's going to love you. You can have anybody you want. That's what they tell you when they go to groom you. So Elon Musk was giving the same speech. So I said no. He said yes. And we got a great edge here because I'm the one that knows exactly what's going on. I was groomed for it. And I said no. So you really have what they were doing when they actually tried to write Matrix 2, the Wachowskis. They had Neo facing off with Neo. They actually did this. The second Neo's name was Gregory, my friend who worked on the battle sequences with me, Greg. So they have Greg, my best friend, facing off with Neo in that, Thomas A. And so that's what they're doing now. What's happened, whether they intended or not, I'm sure they didn't intend me to say no and refuse the chair. But they got their face off. They wanted the identical figures facing off. That's what they wanted. So now it's Tom Althouse versus Elon Musk, the real creator of the work and the faker who's taken the work. And notice that Elon Musk, correct me if I'm wrong, has he said anything bad about the NEUROLINK? Has he told you any of the bad things yet? Or has it all been positive? Anything bad. There are, in a scale, it's like 90% terrible, horrific, 10% good. Sort of like other things they've been pushing on us. Yeah, there's so much I could say.
It's really just, again, like anything, really, it depends who has the technology, and it depends who's got control of the technology as to how they use it. Again, always intention.
And the courts.
What is going on? Sorry, yeah.
And the courts. You have to control the technology and the courts. The only way you can force it through the strategy is you have to control the courts in order to push through what you want to push through. That's how you do it. You control the courts. And that's their main go. So the attorneys are using a system of injustice. The illusion of justice is what we have. No due process, no protection. That's why this is such a concern for them. When we go through with all this and prove like many, many pages of NEUROLINK. In fact, keep in mind, they're Warner Bros. Attorneys in my own deposition. And I didn't get theirs, but they said, you don't have Jackson Neck. You don't have any Jackson Neck. I opened blindly to a page, just open it up. And there was NEUROLINK right there. NEUROLINK. It's all through here.
Yeah.
And mostly it's all negative. So it is the mark of the beast. It is. I, the creator of NEUROLINK, will never accept a NEUROLINK. They'll have to shoot me. They will not take it. I will not take it. I won't subject my last surviving son to have it. I'm not going to watch what I know what will happen. I'm the one that was given it by God and wrote it. I know what will happen if we say yes. As soon as anyone says yes to the NEUROLINK, they said goodbye to our Father God. They said goodbye to Christ. You said goodbye to it. They now own your brain. They own it. They can put blockers and everything in it. So the NEUROLINK is the mark of the beast. Yeah.
Because they have full control. And therefore, and as you said, it makes a lot of sense, because when they have that kind of AI control over you in your brain, it would be very easy to turn off that spiritual connection, so to speak, to God that you have, exactly. Right? So you don't feel that feeling of connection. You kind of become like a hybrid. You like half human, half robot.
Yes.
And that you now are just pretty much going according to what their wish for you is. For them, Sean. Rather, not for
exactly.
them.
Two elements.
Yeah, my internet is really bad at the moment.
They don't want this talked about. This is the big thing they don't want, especially this time when it's been freshly announced. I'm not going to let up. I'm going to go for this. I had misled them purposely, as God led me to. How many times on the programs did I said, I'm not going to do any court cases. I won't touch it. They have no courts. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I was led to say that to mislead them into a false sense of security for the right timing to say, I'm coming. And now they are panicking. They thought I was going to comply. They thought I was broken. I had to pretend I was broken. And I did. I did what God told me to do. Now, 2 things that go with this thing. There's going to be something where you're going to see this. You're in the NEUROLINK, there's going to be a fail-safe system, like turning off your car. It can shut down where it goes like this. If you are not in compliance, as they're going to call it, not in compliance, if you're out of step, out of compliance, they will activate in your NEUROLINK, and they can do it from a distance, where it'll start to go like this. You will have a sound go off in your head that disturbing, like that. They will just keep it going. And it also points out to anybody in the public, you are out of compliance. You are marked, detain this person. So you will be disrupted. Disrupted. They're going to disrupt you right now as I talk about this. This they do not want talked about. You're only supposed to hear the good things about NEUROLINK. The good things. And the creator, that God created it, he sent it through me to stop it. God outsmarted man. He gave me this because I was groomed to be I was groomed to be Elon Musk, the character. And I said no, and then God gave me what was going to be used. And I got it first. That means I can claim it and stop it. God's smart. God's smart. Now it's just about people listening and the elect listening and not receiving it. Do not receive it. If anybody hears this warning and receives it, I did my part. I warned you. You don't want to go down this road, right? You don't. Yeah.
So what is your, I mean, I know you've been sending, do you want to tell us what's going on there? What do you know,
I've been doing, absolutely, Sean. I've been doing tactical steps. I'm not stupid, so I've been doing tactical steps. And I know how they think. I know what gets them. I know what moves them. And also what I felt led to do is draw out their talking points. So I did preliminary strikes through the internet, through the Twitter. Not offensive, but strongly positioned, right? I mean, making a statement very strong and secure, like, I'm going to do this. Here are the proofs. I'm going to keep. One of the things I'm going to do is to drip the pages, page after page after page on different days. There goes your camera. They don't like this. Page after page after page of proofs and showing from the original work that the NEUROLINK is evil and bad. I'm going to be doing that. Another thing I did was I was supposed to prompt them to do their talking points. See how they don't like this? So the talking points. And so it worked. You know what their talking point is? I love it. Get this. One of the talking points, and it was a Disney reference they used, which means Disney troll, this woman, without her face showing. They always do it that way. And she puts this thing on my site going, you don't have you're on thin ice, claiming, from a sci-fi work of fiction that you can claim the NEUROLINK from Elon Musk. I'm like, I'm like this. I'm like, oh, then she goes, like, let it go. So she did the Elsa thing, mentioning Elsa. So it was a Disney troll saying, and Disney wanted to plug within the job. They wanted to plug. So they did this thing about Elsa says, let it go, in the middle of saying you can't, or on thin ice, thin claim, when you're claiming that your fictitious sci-fi screenplay can claim the NEUROLINK. Excuse me, but what better published, certified, copyrighted work, intellectual property, would be than a sci-fi registered, certified, published work with sci-fi tech being introduced? Isn't that what we have? They're even talking about, making the Star Trek stuff and all this other stuff. The NASA scientists call me, different ones, and say, we're fans of your work. I would say that's the best way to present the ideas of new tech and technology for humanity. Mass release, certified, copyrighted, in a fantastic visual showing of what it will be and what it does. You can't get better. So my message back was, let it go. Let it go.
Yeah. Wow.
So now we know what their talking points are. We know what their talking points are. And we know what they're upset about. The court case coming. First, educate the public where all the evidence is shown. Then you go forward, and the judges won't dare block the evidence because the whole world knows what evidence might be blocked. and they know that that is then rigged, and they're egg on the face right there. That's how you do it. So that's why God led me step by step without even telling me what each step was going to lead to. I had to faith do each step, trusting that it would lead to the next step. And that way, even the other side didn't know what we were up to, because it wasn't me. I was led on each step to do, and it worked. And one of those things was, because I believed it too. I believed I would never be going back to court. God said, yes, you are. Yes, you are. There goes the camera. They don't like it. So I'm to go back now because they were set that I was rolling over, never going to go back. So give it all. Let Elon Musk go the full yards, push it ahead. We're going to go forward. Tom's not going to do anything about it. And now they're freaking out. We got him, Shanti. We got him.
Sorry.
I'm the father.
Just got sorry, I'm just looking here. He's misbehaving in the chat.
We're going to get some trolls. We're going to get some trolls now because that's what was sent my way constantly. That's the last thing they've got is their flying monkeys. They will send their flying monkeys, and they are going to just be coming at us with talking points. They're not that bright. They'll throw talking points. Or they'll say things like this. Tom's eyes look evil. Looks like he dyed his hair. No, they do this all the time. He talks too fast. He slurs. He mumbles. You can tell he's a fraud. Then they're even calling this forgery. They're saying that's a forgery. Good luck making that stamp. And also it's got a PAU number on it. Let's just address that. And also it's got the person who sent it to me and their position. I'd say it's thin ice to say that it's a forgery. Yeah. They're desperate. They are desperate. So yeah, expect some trolls more than ever. That is their main thing, is to throw the flying monkeys. Yeah. But they're not very bright when they do it. They're out of things they can throw because we got all the evidence. So it's irrefutable. But thanks for doing this, man. This is awesome. I am excited because it's almost entertaining when they send the flying monkeys now, because it's like they look ridiculous. They really do look ridiculous. And we got so many smart people like that follow each of the hosts, like you. They're so smart. They can see and the flying monkeys with their narcissism are so lacking in their smarts, they don't even catch on that people are seeing right through them. But they have the courtesy of just being quiet. The people that are noticing just are quiet, going, uh-huh. And they're thinking like they're playing the piano. Everybody's going to my tune. Everybody's doing what I'm saying. Everybody's going with me. They're all going with me. Everybody's just like crickets. Like, this guy for real? This lady for real? It's like, yeah. And they're like, everybody's dancing to my tune. They all believe everything I'm saying. I feel so narcissistically wonderful because now I got a high where I feel superior. Yeah, that's how they play their piano.
Exactly. But you know, I mean, today,
and all the interruptions
is so bad. It really, really is.
Well, it's going to be on every show I'm on now. Every show I'm on, there's going to be interruptions. Every show I'm on. Do you know what happened just recently? Let me just tell you real quick. I mean, if you can still hear me. On a show, they did a viewing of The Matrix, right? They did a viewing. So I was invited on to speak before the viewing, and I was invited on to be after the viewing. And what they do? When I'm on the air with these people that are from London, and they're from Australia, and they're from America and Chicago, guess what they did? They turned the power off on the people in London, some people in Australia, and the people in Chicago at the same time. They cut their power so their houses went complete black. And I said, don't be afraid. This is all they do. They're desperate. They can't touch you. If you're associated with me, they can't touch you because I have a no-touch rule right now. Apparently, the cabal is saying not to touch because I'm considered too valuable an asset. I was able to survive all their plays. Think of that. I'm not supporting them, but now they are saying don't touch Tom right now, but take down those, take down those that might come along and help. But those that are associated with me cannot be touched. There's some kind of weird ritual game rules that they have to follow.
I want to just say,
we got into a new section. We got into a new area where they can't touch me. That's what I've been told. Isn't that wild? So I was groomed to lead the cabal. And since we're now revealing Elon Musk, it does not forebode well for him because they look more ridiculous with Elon Musk as more and more people figure it out, and they are calling him out. And they're hoping they can bring me back in. But since I have beautiful people like yourself I'm working with that are lovely and amazing and truthfully just, yes, and your audience and everything, I don't think I'm, as they say, coming home. I don't think I'm going to go home with them. I'm going to stay with you guys. We'll finish this job. Yeah. But there's a no touch rule. There's a no touch rule. All of a sudden. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that something?
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool though, right?
Yeah, I can take us home. I can take us home to the right home. I can take us home. And so I am not going to stop. And I made that very, very clear. And I've been telling the other side too. One of the things that God showed me, bless you, one of the things he showed me was to offer enticement to the other side verbally, to choose the right side. We are going to win. They know the proof. They're fans of the work. And I'm fully awake and fully functioning, right? There was a scripture I was given that the two witnesses were dead on the road and they were gloating over the bodies. And then they came back and the tongues came from their mouth and the others were suddenly afraid and fleeing. We're at that time right now. And that was a promise I was given. And so we've got this work. We got the proof. And I'm enticing the other players to, now's your chance to come do the right thing and join the right team. Join the right winning team. Your book of 48 Ways of Power, it says, join the winning throne. We're not going to lose. There's no way I'm going to give up. And you've seen, I'm not going to quit. I think I've proven that, even without the resources. And now we're going to finish with all these different teams I'm working with. So now, that's what I'm saying. Watch them shred each other now. And those that survive, that continue to do wrong, like Elon Musk, I've invited Elon Musk to do the right thing. You know, we could team up and do some real good stuff. If he doesn't do the right thing, I do want those second Nuremberg trials. And would it be amazing to actually implement the NEUROLINK that way, wars, you know, crimes against humanity, and hear his thoughts? Wouldn't it be wonderful to hear and see what a schmuck really is behind that plastic surgery face? You know, to see who he really is. Yeah. I mean, I can do Elon Musk. Watch this. I'll do Elon Musk. Plastic surgery on the chin, pull it up, pull the eyes back a little bit, you know, and get rid of all the wrinkles and get this up here. Oh, and then you end up like this. I'm Elon Musk. Yeah, it's like, what a studly man. Here, ex-wife, tell everybody that I'm a studly playboy. Here, ex-wife, tell them I'm king of the world. Okay, roll them.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I go with my internet again.
Oh, of course,
it's so bad tonight.
They don't like to be laughed at. They don't like to be laughed at. It's amazing, though. We outwitted them today. They shut down both cameras, and we figured out a way to get a third thing going. And I think they finally gave up and decided to eat their little animal crackers. So, yeah. This is great. My dream would be that Elon Musk makes the right decision like I did. What if two that were groomed to be the anti both said no? Come on, Elon, that would be awesome ending. What if both groomed to be the Antichrist said no? What a freaking cool world that would be. You know, and if Elon says no, I'll share tech with him as long as the parameters are set. I'll share some tech with him. I got tons more screenplays and stuff. So if he wants to be on the winning side and actually help the world, you know, and what goes on in these guys' minds is, will it get me laid? Will women like me if I do it? That's how they think. I hear the locker room talk all the time. They actually think that way. Will it get me laid? Then I'm going to make that decision. That's how they think. That's what women hold the keys to society, because many of these men in power are narcissistic, shallow nincompoops that actually believe it's all about that. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. It's like, you know, that's why, was it Spielberg that put it? Who did Men in Black? Spielberg even said, and he puts it in there. He says, the one lady villain says, you can rule this world with just some mammary glands. It's like, yeah, you can. Isn't that sad how shallow a lot are? Yeah. That's why I've been saying that if they came to me, they've done this. They actually had women appear naked in front of me when I was in California, things like that. They were supposed to be handlers. And I was like, why don't you put your clothes back on? I've seen many times. That's one of their big tricks. They'll just walk in the room naked, these model-looking women, and they're not used to a guy going, seriously? You know, seriously? The way they try, you got to give them, well, I won't give them credit. I mean, they need to take their diapers off and actually put on the clothes.
It's always, I mean, it's always the human weakness they try and exploit anyway, isn't it?
Well, their
So
playbook's
as long
quite
as
outdated.
you're susceptible. Sorry?
Their playbook's so outdated because part of the training that God gives us is not to be tempted by anything. I'm not tempted. And people say, how can you say that? It's like, get rid of the ego. You can get rid of it, and you get rid of all temptation. I will swear to you, I'm not tempted by anything. No enticements. There's nothing that can flash in front of me. That's why they call me difficult. And when you get to that point, life is beautiful. You know, how many people struggle with temptation or addiction? You know, and that's why I'm glad we're going to do classes together too. If we continue these classes, is I want to teach people how to get rid of addiction, how to get rid of any temptation. It's not that hard. And the feeling, the beautiful feeling you get from it, of having complete control of, you know, just positive thoughts, no negatives, no outlets for negative, just that library of storing them. It's like you are sailing. It's the most beautiful feeling in the world. And you become a really good partner for someone because you're not going to be swayed away from your marriage or your relationship. You're totally attuned to them. All the layers that are you are attuned to them and to your children and their welfare because you're not tempted, you know? And anybody that tries to tempt you, if they try the physical element, you'll be like that. You'll be like, oh, seriously? I have to go meet my wife for lunch. Why don't you go get a life and put some clothes back on? I'll see you later.
Exactly. And I think really at the end of the day, if we can all get to that point in life where we're not selling anymore, you know.
No. Prove them wrong. Prove that they are. You just froze again. They don't like you speaking today. Since I can't hear you, I'll fill in a little bit here while I'm waiting for you to unfreeze. Boy, they're just nasty. Prove the other side they're wrong. Show the narcissist that the empaths have the keys and the way to creativity, to great relationships, everything else. It's like, let's prove them wrong. Just by being happy and being loving, even though they interrupt your signal like you just did for that long. You just came back on. They don't like us talking about this. I'm clear.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it's getting worse as we're going along. So I'm gonna call it for the hour now because I can hardly hear anything. I feel like I'm sitting here like a dummy staring at you. And I can't really partake in the conversation because I can hear.
You look great. I just fill it in while you're frozen. No, you look great. You look great.
As long as I look good, what can I say?
You speak. Speak. You got a moment. The camera's working. I don't have to fill it in. I'm not like stretching. Go ahead. Fill it in. Here, look, watch this. Ready? Watch my screen.
You see that? Now you're not frozen. But I said, okay, we're calling it a day. Now we can talk again, right? Crazy. We're off again.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, that's the point of this whole thing, since you're frozen again, is they did not want us talking about NEUROLINK. And I would love everybody to realize and spread it around, share. NEUROLINK is bad. It's the mark of the beast. Don't let it happen. I can, as the creator of it should never be made, except for Alzheimer's patients and for applications for Spielberg, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates. We need to have it on him. The Bidens can use it also. And we need to put it on them. And let's hear their thoughts. And can you imagine? The narcissist hates to be embarrassed. Can you imagine them with their thoughts being revealed? It's like what they talk about in the Bible, at the table, supper of the Lord, and everything's revealed. I would like that. Let's let them have a taste of their own medicine for once, right? And they can't call it misinformation. That would be amazing. So as the creator of it, with the influence I will have when I get my tech back, I'm going to push for this. I'm going to push for this. And it'll be cathartic and healing for everybody that's been hurt by this one world agenda, to watch those leaders of it get on trial, and they have to suffer having their thoughts shown and heard. Ah, what a beautiful morning. That's going to be the new world. And no one will ever cross the line again.
And on that note,
yeah.
Continue to have a beautiful.
I got you frozen again. Oh my God. You look great though. It's a good free shot. It's a good free shot, man.
Are you still here, Tom?
This is wild. Let me know when you unfreeze.